Dear students, in this video, we'll study about income approach. After having a study about, after studying about market approach, asset approach, it is very, very important for us to study about income approach because income is also one of the important parameter to know about your success of the business, right? If your income is not increasing, if your profit is not increasing day by day, that shows that your business is not successful, right? Because every businessman or every business, they are doing only for the sake of profit, right? If you call as a business. Okay, now let us study what income approach is. So when you do about income approach or valuation, the valuation methodologies what you adopt here is discounted cash flow method. Okay, when the first methodology, you require discounted cash flow method. Okay, to do that, what you will do first, you will find out what are the inflows of the business and what are the outflows of the business, and what is the discounting factor. You can approximately think whether 9% or 10%, and when you multiply with the cash flows, inflows and outflows, you will get the values of discounted cash flows. Okay, discounted cash flows. Then secondly, the second methodology what we adopt is capitalization of cash flow method. Okay, so how your cash flow is having the impact on your capital, the impact of capital on your cash flow method. So that relationship you are going to study. So that is also one of the important methodology, capitalization of cash flow method, and capitalization of earnings or discounted future earnings. So how do you are going to capitalize your earnings and discounted future earnings? That also is one of the important methodology. Okay, how do we calculate that income approach? The basic steps. First, we need to determine benefit streams and make normalizing the adjustments as appropriate. Okay, we need to see that what are the benefits streams, and we need to make a normalizing the adjustment as appropriate. Like if there are any kind of some allocation is there, appropriation is there, or some other kind of adjustments are there, those all things should be done before making going for this income approach. So normalization has to be done. Then we need to determine cash flow adjustments. When you calculate cash flows, and if any adjustments are there, the various adjustments are there, cash adjustments are there, non-cash adjustments are there, those all adjustments should be made. We need to determine it, cash flow adjustment. Then we need to determine discount capitalization rate, discount or capitalization rate. So when you find this discount capitalization rate, it is very easy to calculate the capitalization of cash flow method. Then discount capitalization cash flows. Okay, so cash flow you calculated after doing all the adjustments. Now you need to find out the discounted cash flows. So how do we do that? Is just to multiply with the present value, PVIF, then you will get discounted cash flows. Okay, so we got discounted cash flow also. So these are some of the steps where you can know about your income and cash flow particularly. Then what are the benefits, pros of having an income approach? Provides most company specific values. This provides mostly the company specific values, because it is totally related with one company's cash flows, one company's discounted cash flows. It provides most company specific values. So value won't be like a approximate one. It will be generally an exact or actual values are being taken in. Can appropriately incorporate projected growth of the business. So due to calculation of cash flows and due to calculation of discounted cash flows and other kind of things, you can easily project your growth of business in future, right? Like in 2015, 16, 17 till 1920, whatever growth was there, you can compare it with the similar rate. You can compare even for the coming 1 year, right? Like 2021, what would be the growth? That projected growth of the business can also be seen by preparing this particular cash flow things. Then what are the cons? Like first is most involved of the valuation analysis. Okay, so here most of the things are involved of the valuation analysis. It is time consuming, we can say. It is costly. It requires more labor, it requires more patience, because You have to calculate each and everything, cash flow, discounted cash flow, then each and other calculations are there. So we call it as like most involved of valuation analysis. Time is consumed again. Maybe disagreements over livelihood of meeting and projections. Okay. uh, Here there are some disagreement happens because of livelihood of meeting projections. You said certain projections or projected growth of the business, but it can match, or in sometimes it may not match because of your livelihood. You have to spend more amount of money on your living, and you may require money for your personal use also, so you will withdraw it. So there, these all income approach may fail sometimes. That becomes a cons because nobody knows about future, what contingent thing can happen, what uncertainty will come in the life. So due to that, this income approach, whatever projection it has given, or whatever projected growth of the business was there, it maybe many of times it may not come correct. Income approach theory, it predicted upon the value of the future cash flows that an asset will generate over its remaining useful life. If you buy any asset, the asset can be useful for so many years, right? It has some useful life. So this particular income approach theory, it will tell about the cash inflows, what your asset is going to generate in the remaining useful life. It involves the projection of the cash flows of the company is expected to generate. Okay, so how it also tells about the projection or projected cash flows. How much will be the projected cash inflows in the future that your business is expected to generate? That also is been involved here. These cash flows are then converted into present value equivalent through discounting. Okay, whatever cash flows we studied or we calculated it, and these cash flows will be converted now. How? By taking a particular discounting factor or present value discounting factor, and then when you multiply it, it will be converted into discounting cash flow, present discounting cash flow of the business. Then income approach methods involves, these are methods are different things. First is discounted cash flow method, right? We will take the cash flow, discount it, and then we'll find out the discounted cash flow method by using the discounting factor. Next is capitalization of earnings method. So now whatever your earnings are there, we need to capitalize it. Right? There are so many formulas of using the capitalization, and converting your earnings into capitalization and checking whether your income approach is feasible or not. Then other method exists but are less commonly used. There are so many other methods used, that capitalization of your assets is there, or capitalization of your discounted cash flow is there. So those methods are very less commonly used. Generally people they use is discounted cash flow method. That is the most important, and that is majorly followed by many of the people when they do a business valuation.